anyone familiar with the talent art, the plays of Shakespeare knows the terrible price paid for grudges, vendetta, and revenge. Under the sway of these emotions, people instantly linger in the mind, sapping our ability to find peace and happiness. The 18th century English poet Alexander Pope gave us the antidote to urge humans to forgive the bad, but finding a way to forgive without giving up our principles is often no easy task. In this course, I'm going to address what forgiveness is and how to implement it. I'll be speaking here about forgiveness where most often needed in the context of your everyday personal life with family members, friends, co-workers, and business associates. One of our challenges in understanding this process is that the word forgiveness is inadequate to explain a very complex concept. Forgiveness actually embodies three different things, each of which applies to different situations and provides different results. The three types of forgiveness are exoneration, forbearance, and release. Let's take each in turn. Exoneration is the closest to what we usually think of when we say forgiveness. Exoneration is wiping the slate entirely clean and restoring a relationship to the full state of innocence it had before the harmful actions took place. There are three common situations in which exoneration applies. The first takes place when you realize when a harmful act was a genuine accident for which no fault can be assigned. The second is when the offender is a child or someone else who for whatever reason simply didn't understand the hurt they were inflicting and toward whom you have loving feelings. The third situation occurs when the person who hurt you is truly sorry, takes full responsibility without excuses for what they did, asks forgiveness, and gives you confidence that they will not knowingly repeat the bad action in the future. In all such situations, it is essential to accept their apology and offer them to complete forgiveness of exoneration. You'll feel better, so will the person who hurt you. In fact, not to offer forgiveness in these circumstances could be harmful to your own well-being. It might even suggest that there is something more wrong with you than with the person who caused you pain. The second type of forgiveness is called forbearance, and here things get a little more complicated. Forbearance applies when the offender makes a partial apology or mingles their expression of sorrow with blame that you somehow caused them to behave badly. An apology is offered but is not what you had hoped for and may not even be fully authentic. While you should always reflect on whether there was provocation on your part, even when you bear no responsibility, you should exercise forbearance if the relationship matters to you. Seize the willing on the particular offense, do away with the grudges and fantasies of revenge, but retain a degree of watchfulness. This is similar to forgive but not forget, or just verify. By using forbearance, you are able to maintain ties with people who, while far from perfect, are still important to you. Furthermore, in some cases, after a sufficient period of behavior, forbearance can rise to exoneration and full forgiveness. But what do you do when the person who caused you doesn't even acknowledge that they've done anything wrong or gives an obviously sincere apology, making no reparations whatsoever? These are the cases of forgiveness that are most challenging. In my practice, I find this in such examples as adults survives the child abuse. Business people have been cheated by their partners or friends or relatives who betray one another. Still, even here, there is a solution. I call it release, the third type of forgiveness. Release does not exonerate the offender, nor does it require forbearance. It doesn't even demand that you continue the relationship, but it does ask that instead of continuing your life in terms of hurt done, you release your bad feelings and your preoccupation with the negative things that happened to you. Release does something that is critically important. It allows you to let go of the bud. The silent test is when you down and eating away at your chance for happiness. If you do not release the pain and anger and move past the dwelling on all hurts and betrayals, you'll go be allowed the ones who hurt you to live rent-free in your mind, reliving forever to the persecution that the original incident started. Whether you get through your own efforts to psychotherapy, religion, or some other matter, release liberates you from the tyranny of living in a traumatic past. even when the other forms of forgiveness, exoneration, forbearance, are not possible. Exoneration, forbearance, release, to forgive may be defined, but when we understand these dimensions, we find that it is within our ability to do it.